Have you ever watched a video on Facebook and felt that there was something wrong with it, but you really didn't understand why, and you just kept scrolling because it didn't capture your interest? Hi, I'm Susan Friesen, and today's video e-tip is all about making videos that are framed properly so that your viewers won't experience that same feeling of disconnect to the videos that you create, especially for on social media, but for anything that you do. One of the things that a lot of people don't know about me is that I actually have an extensive amount of video experience. Way back when I was just out of high school, I volunteered and then got the very first paying job for a master control operator at our local Cablevision company, MSA Cable 3. During that time that I spent there, I learned a wealth of information about studios and cameras and camera operating and video editing and producing and directing. I did it all. It was an incredible experience. In fact, I even got to go up into the planes at the Abbotsford Air Show and had the handheld camera on my shoulder, and I did all kinds of fun things while there. And then of course I also learned video and video production at the Vancouver Film School. And so one of the things that I'm very passionate about is videos, and that's why I'm doing this series on videos for this month, is to help share some of the knowledge that I have about videos to help you create better videos for your social media videos, and also for other videos that you can do, but specifically for social media, because that's the kind of thing that we don't normally have a big, huge budget to hire a professional videographer when we are wanting to just create a quick video for our Facebook feed. So my intention is to help you come up with those videos that are ideal and will get you the best results. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is the framing, making sure that there's a few technical things that you're aware of, and when you are actually taping your video, whether it's a Facebook Live or a selfie, or when it's more of a studio. Not that this is a studio, but I do have my phone set up on a tripod right now so that it is more of a static shot. Framing is super important. One of the first things that you want to be aware of is where you're positioned in that shot. You want to make sure that you're in the middle of the video shot. And the reason for that is you don't want any attention to be drawn elsewhere. So if I was off to the side, then you might be more interested in looking at my wonderful picture here of our emperor penguin, which is part of our brand, and that's why I chose to stand here so that I could showcase our emperor penguin for our brand. So if you're off to the side, then that diffuses the focus on you. So you want to make sure that you're framed in the middle. The other thing that you want to be careful of is how much headspace is up here. Another technical term, headspace. So not that there's an actual measurement, but just a little bit of space here between the top of your head and the top of the camera frame. You don't want that space to be way more. So if I kind of went like this, it looks weird. I'm kind of feeling like I'm floating out of the camera frame. And so you want to feel like you are a part of the camera frame. And so make sure that that framing is done where you have a little bit of headspace here, but not too much and not too little. You don't want to cut off your head either. And the other thing is that I wanted to talk to you about, which is super duper important, is actually where to look. You want to make sure that you are looking right at the camera lens as opposed to myself, where right now I'm looking at me in the monitor of my phone. And when I do that, when I'm looking at myself, I'm actually not looking at you, and I'm not talking to you anymore. And that gets a disconnect happening as well. And so learn where the camera lens is, whatever phone it is that you're using, or even a webcam or whatever it is. Remember not to look at yourself. You need to be looking at the lens, where the camera lens is. You can see that there's a difference between what I'm doing right now is I'm talking directly to you. You're hopefully feeling engaged with me. I'm engaged with you. I'm talking directly into your eyes, right? But when I look at myself, all of a sudden I'm off looking somewhere else or off to the side. So super important. That's probably the number one tip to take away from today's video, is to look at the lens, not at yourself. Then the other thing that you want to be kind of aware of is the different lengths, or why, like there's 3 different kind of ways that you can be doing your video. And as you'll notice throughout this video, that I have been using those 3 different shots. And one shot is a headshot, a tight shot of just my head that you're seeing right now. And it's a close-up shot. When you do this, you don't want to be too close, because then that's too invasive. You know, people might be feeling like, oh my goodness, you know, so they'll back away. That makes them feel uncomfortable. So a nice headshot of just, you know, from here up. Then the next shot is more of a wider angle, which is kind of a mid shot, and it can be like up to my waist or my chest up, where, you know, if it's good for emphasizing points and just getting a little bit of a tighter shot going. And then of course there's the wide shot, which is the shot right here of the wide frame that I set up my camera as. And all of these other shots that you're seeing are done at the video editing part of things. So I'm able to do my edits and my cuts by incorporating those other kind of you know, the zooming in and the zooming out of those kinds of shots. And then the last thing that I wanted to point out was the bottom third. That's this area down here. And as you'll notice, that there's 2 things happening in this bottom third, and sometimes they're competing with each other. But that's the way it is. Like on Facebook and on YouTube, you want to make sure that you're activating the closed captioning for your videos. And that's what you're seeing here. You're reading what I'm saying down below, and that's positioned in the bottom third. Now you might have also noticed that at the very beginning of this video, and I'll put it in right now too, is I've put in a graphic of my name and where you can reach me at our website address at evisionmedia.ca. And that is positioned in the bottom third. It's done during a wide shot so that I'm not covering up my face or anything else. It's done down at the bottom, and it's a way for you to just showcase, without verbally saying it, who you are, where people can reach you, or any other kind of materials that you want to be putting down there, promoting a free giveaway or a consultation or something like that. And so that is also important. That's about it for today's video e-tip. I just wanted to kind of cover those basics on how to frame your shot so that people will be interested and captivated with what you're having to say with them, as opposed to feeling a disconnect through things that we sometimes aren't aware of that we're even doing. You know, sometimes as an entrepreneur, it's enough just to get something out there, right? And so now I want you to focus on, okay, let's get something out there, but let's also make sure that it's done in a way that's getting you the most, you know, the most traction, right? Getting the best benefits out of it. So if you enjoyed this video e-tip, I would love it if you left a comment or gave it a like, and let me know what you think about it. And if you have any questions at all, I'd be happy to answer. And also feel free to sign up for my newsletter. It's at evisionmedia.ca. And in that newsletter, once a week, I send out an email that has a new video e-tip, just like this one, and also an article that's been written for entrepreneurs and small business owners to help them build their business so that you don't have to feel so confused and overwhelmed. I strive to be the voice of reason to help you get informed so that you know what you need to do in order to market your business, build your website in a way that makes the most sense to your viewers, and get yourself out there so that you can get successful. So that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Thanks everybody. Bye now.